Hey there, it's Andrea Olson with Go Diaper Free, and I'm going to record episode number 95 right now, Twyla's 18-month update. So let's do this. Super exciting. Welcome to the Go Diaper Free podcast, where we're all about helping you potty your baby as early as birth. I'm your host, Andrea Olson, author and mom of 5 babies, all EC'd from birth, all out of diapers by walking. This is episode 95, Twyla's 18-month update, an amazing nighttime success. So this is just an update on Twyla's last 6 months being totally diaper free, and quite some surprising nighttime events have happened. You can read the written version of today's show over at godiaperfree.com/95, where I'm also going to conveniently link to all the things I mentioned in today's episode. I will also be replying to comments over there, so please come on by when you're finished and give Twyla a virtual high five and some congrats on all of her amazing progress. All right, so for those of you who have been following our journey with our 5th and final baby, EC'd from birth, Miss Twyla Bean, here is our 18-month Elimination communication update. If you have not been following our journey, I highly recommend you get a quick visual overview at our Instagram account at GoDiaperFree. Also on this blog post over at the show notes here, godiaperfree.com/95, you'll be able to see one image for each of the months I'm going to talk about that is pulled from our Instagram if you'd rather not get on social media. If that's you, I don't blame you. Okay, so lots of cute little updates we have today, but some stuff that I can actually teach from. So I really felt like sharing this with you all. So many things have been so organic this time, and I couldn't be more pleased with implementing all the things that I teach you guys to do with your babies. I am a woman who strives to practice what I preach. So let's go through with the help of these pictures to remind and give us a visual story. Twyla's last 6 months, stage by stage, along with the takeaways that you can use with your sweet baby. So 12 months old, waiting for walking and planning our next move. My original plan, if you remember, was to take Twyla out of daytime diapers when she began walking at 12 months old or so. I actually was going to do when she was starting walking or at 12 months old, because I've had some babies who've started walking at 9 months old. Of course, Twyla took her good old time with walking milestones, so I decided to wait a few weeks longer after her first birthday to give her a chance to get the hang of walking. Meanwhile, we stayed the course with wake-up pees, poops, transition times, and all diaper changes, just regular old elimination communication by the book. 13 months old, ditching daytime diapers. After she'd mastered walking at 13 months old, even though I was shaking in my stockings because this girl hadn't spoken a word of language other than mama, 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 and me, me, me when she wants food, we took her out of daytime diapers at 13 months and did not look back. I did do a post and a podcast on that as well. So you can find that at, godiaperfree.com/78. Wasn't ready for that one. 78 is where you'll find that. So back to the story. I swapped out the diapers at 13 months with tiny trainers. About 12 pair were sufficient for my rotation, so I sell them at tinyandies.com in 3-packs. So that would be 4 3-packs. That's all we had in our rotation. I did go up a size, so I did 18-month trainers just so she had room. We began the fun process of teaching self-dressing by 100% switching from lay-down changes to changing her standing up from the moment we ditched diapers on. At 14 months old, lots of wet, tiny trainers. This month held so much information, you guys. You see, Twyla decided to pee in her tiny trainers instead of telling us when she needed to go. And she had been doing great in her diaper backup without peeing in them. So with trainers, after a month, we realized that she started to get too comfortable going in them. So instead of telling us when she needed to go pee, by fussing or pointing at the toilet like she had been doing, she stopped telling us. So daily, we probably had 3 to 6 wet trainers to deal with. It was frustrating to say the least, and yet there was learning going on. So I've talked about this before with Montessori stuff, where at a 12 to 18 month baby class, they will put the kids into cotton bottoms at that time, at 12 months old, regardless of where they're at with potty learning. And then it gives them feedback about feeling wet. So great. Yes, we had established that in month 14. And I wasn't yet brave enough, I have to admit, with 4 other kiddos to wrangle, to switch to the undies just yet. So it was all on me. So we pressed on and we did not return to diapers in month 14. 15 months old, switching to tiny undies and accidental diaper-free naps. So by the time we reached 15 months old, I'd had enough of wet trainers, and they're great for when you need a little extra protection. They are the best ones out there. But for our baby, she seemed like she wanted something else. I took my own advice, and yes, I know I was really slow to accept it. It took me a whole month, and I moved Twyla into tiny undies and loose-fitting elastic top pants during all awake hours, and I did not go back. And guess what? It worked like magic. She had been telling me by wetting them that that wasn't the right backup, which was great feedback. She instantly stopped peeing her pants. She would intentionally hold it for longer and longer periods of time that blew my mind. I'm so thankful for the trainers during a time when wet floors would have been way too much for me to handle, and yet it was now time to move on. With having Twyla in undies now, my husband, who had taken over nap and nighttime duties so we could night wean her and mommy could get some well-deserved rest after 10 years of not sleeping, my husband accidentally left her in undies for naps a few times. Twyla woke up dry from those naps so many times that the next month we decided to stop using diapers during naps. That leads us into 16 months old, dry diapers at night and diaper-free naps. Like I just said, last month we had so many accidental naps and undies where T came up dry that this month we decided to make it intentional. We dressed Twyla in all daytime hours, not just awake time hours, in undies and elastic top pants. So everything except for night. When we began doing this, we noticed that she began to come up dry at night consistently too in her backup. She began to sleep through the night too. At this time, she was still in a diaper, DYPER, compostable, disposable diaper backup, which I highly recommend. Go diaperfree.com/DYPER. They're amazing. And she was still in one at night. We, though, used the same exact disposable diaper over and over again at night until the tabs literally fell or ripped off. And how many of you are with me on experiencing that phenomenon? That's pretty fun. That's a time when you should be very proud about what you're doing. So at 17 months, ditching nighttime diapers and diaper-free outings. At 17 months, we decided that it was silly to put her in these diapers at night. And even though this was 9 to 15 months earlier than any of my 4 other children, we made the decision to go diaperless at night too. We probably could have done that months before this. My husband was still on wake-up duty at night, and he had full permission to do, I gave him full permission. Not that he needed it, but it was like I let go of the need to control this. He was allowed to do what he needed to do at night, whatever that was. She'd wake in the middle of the night, and I would ask him when he came back down, all worried, if he'd pottied her. And often he'd say, no, I just put her passy back in. And she would still come up dry in the morning. It was amazing. Sometimes he'd potty her at night. If the passy didn't work and she kept fussing, that meant that she needed to pee. So he would potty her over the sink without turning the lights on. We have a sink in the bedroom and a bathroom connected. But 9 times out of 10, she slept through the night with dry undies without being pottied once during the middle of the night. And this is a dream pee when he would take her in the middle of the night if she didn't settle back to sleep. And that we discussed last week in episode 94, so definitely check that out. You guys, in a word, this was amazing. Twyla would either resist pottying at night or would not go. So David gave up. So eventually she started resisting and just not going when he offered. So David gave up that. Obviously it's not working, so give it up. He's very pragmatic. And he just gave her the passy. But more than that, he trusted Twyla that she could go all night. And she certainly proved him right. And I just want to say something. If it hurts, your baby will not hold it. Just like an adult, if it hurts, if you're getting that visceral pain, it's not injury pain, but it's visceral pain that you need to go to the bathroom, you're going to go to the bathroom. And a baby will do that, and they will pee their pants or their diaper if it starts to feel like it's hurting. Visceral pain, it's an indication of our body saying, hey, let it go. So this doesn't hurt them to go all night without peeing if they're able to. The hormone that wears off that allows our bladders to fill, a lot of babies will sleep such that they're not sleeping with a full bladder all night. So you just got to think about, we imagine this big bag full of pee all night long and just waiting, and it hurts. If it hurt, they'd let it go, either throwing a fit or peeing their pants. So they're just like us, and just keep that in mind, okay? And he knew this, and he trusted her, and she proved him right. This month, 17 months, 17 months old, we started to go on a lot of hikes during the quarantine period. And for these, we'd be in the van for about 10 minutes to get there to the hike. And I'm in the mountains of Asheville, North Carolina, where there are hikes literally everywhere. And the closest one is about a 10-minute drive. We could probably walk there as well. We'd offer the potty in the van when we arrived, but she wouldn't go. She, as you guys probably know about us, would not use the mini potty at all. And my other ones would. It was weird. She wouldn't even go in the Potette Plus. We'd go through the whole hike and come back to the van. We'd even try to potty her on the hike, and she still wouldn't go. It wouldn't be until we got all the way home from our hike that she would finally go pee in the big toilet 2 hours later at 17 months old. You guys, every baby is different. Don't expect this with yours, but I'm just showing you that it is totally possible. And 18 months, focusing on rhythms, public toilet, and road trip success. And just what happened during this month has been amazing. We did a few road trips this month, and she finally began to use the mini potty in the van, you guys, at rest stop pullovers. We achieved this by having massive patience, turning our backs to give her privacy as she sat on the mini potty inside the van on the floor, on the side of the road. If she doesn't go and we need her to go so we can proceed, we set her back on it and say, go pee-pee, and she complies if she has any. But honestly, Twyla Bean still prefers the big toilet with the reducer to this day, but with persistence, we got her to use the mini potty on the go. So as restaurants began to open back up, we began to offer with the Potette Plus on public toilets, something she had previously refused. So before this 3 months of not really going anywhere, she would not go on a public toilet. You might remember that. She would just grab at the toilet paper and fuss and fight and just wouldn't go. And at that time, we had her in a diaper backup, so she probably also knew she could go in that. Remember, she's in undies 100% now, even on outings. We never went back to a diaper when we started these outings back up at 18 months. And she has finally begun to cooperate there on public toilets on the Potette Plus. She literally goes every time. So what we do is we offer upon arrival and before we get back in the van at the end. So once upon arrival, we do our home meal, and then before we get back in the van, we potty her in the restaurant on the public toilet, the Potette Plus. It's amazing, the developments that have happened. And just by making this commitment that we made to put her in undies during all awake times. And then she showed us that she could do night times too. So it was really good information, a good feedback loop. So Twyla is still diaperless during all hours, day and night, home and about 24/7. She can hold it upwards of 2.5 hours and poops at least every other day now. Please check out the constipation issues we went through for like 3 or 4 or 5 months in episode 89. So we have had struggles. It's not all been rainbows and unicorns, but this is just her, she compared to her other 4 kids, and I know we're not supposed to compare, but who doesn't? Let's be honest. She has completely showed us this extreme. She's shown us this extreme of what babies are capable of. And I've seen it in our community time and time again. Babies who can sleep all night, even with breastfeeding at night for 14 hours without wetting themselves. I have another episode about camels, stuff like that, where they just hold it. I'm just showing you capability and ranges here, but I'm so proud of her. She now only speaks about 10 words total, including chicken. She says chicken, chicken. And her main signal is pointing at her bottom. She doesn't say pee-pee, she doesn't say potty, she doesn't say any of the words I've taught her, but I still stay consistent, expecting hopefully that someday maybe she will. She will also kick on the potty really hard when she needs to poop and will yell no, owie, and point at her bottom if she is not ready to get off the pot yet because she needs to poop. So that's a development. Whatever their signal is, go with it, whatever it is. Twyla tries to push her pants off sporadically throughout the day right now. So we leave her commando, no undies, a few times a day so she can practice, or when we just don't have any clean ones or we're not upstairs and we just pull her pants on. She can practice. That's the point. We use these Gerber Grow With You pants, which are super easy to pull on and off. And she has shown an interest in self-dressing because of this. It just happens naturally during this 12 to 18 month period with all babies. They start to tug at their clothing. She specifically loves the bear on our Learn undies that we have over at Tiny Undies. So I'm sure that using those will be our next step. And she is currently in a 2T or a 3T Tiny Undies because this girl is chunky at 27 pounds. The 3T, she's able to really get on and off by herself. So if you size up completely, especially if you have a chunky one, they'll be able to use them for a really long time because she'll thin out a little bit as she gets into her next year. But what we're planning on using and switching to is the Learn Undies, so she can learn how to self-dress with self-correcting. She does not like us to correct her for anything. She likes to be self-corrected, self-directed. She's very independent. And she's probably not the only one. You're probably giggling because yours is too. So there's a few conclusions I've made at this ending of this show today. Number one, babies are capable of way more than we give them credit for. They're not born dumb or incontinent or incapable. They're amazing. Number two, babies do not have to be able to speak words to wrap up elimination, communication, or toilet training. If they can tell you when they're hungry or when they're tired, they can wrap up EC or toilet training. Number three, transition times and using the right backup. For us, it was underwear was the magic one. For others of my kids, it's been other things. Using the right backup and transition times are wonderful for the 12 to 18 month stage when there's not a lot of signaling going on. And number four, it's always important to start as you mean to go on and to stick with your decisions and trust your baby. We started EC at birth. I don't care when you started, but when you decide to start, you continue as you mean to go on. You continue as you started and stick with your decisions. When you stop using diapers, don't go back. Pretend like they're just not available and you can't find them. So what would you do? Trust your baby. Know that your baby will rise to the occasion, and they're usually a little bit braver than we are. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Please head over to the written version of this podcast. I can't wait to talk to you about this and celebrate with you. Please come and celebrate Twyla's success and share with me yours as well. Even if it's just one tiny little thing that has gone right this week, share it over at godiaperfree.com/95 and let me know which part of our story inspires you to be brave in going that next step further of diaper free with your little one. I will see you over there. Until next time, when we look at the most common times that babies resist the potty, including a survey that I gave to over 800 parents in our community. Happy pottying, you guys. I'm Andrea Olson, and you've been listening to the Go Diaper Free podcast at godiaperfree.com. We'll see you next time. That was it. Oh, that was so much fun. Please congratulate Twyla down here below in the comments. Ask me any questions you have. We reply to everything. And we just want you to feel supported in what you're doing, no matter what that looks like. If it doesn't look like Twyla's, good. That means you've got a baby that's different from Twyla. And that means that there's nothing creepy going on. You're spying on us or something, or haven't cloned our baby or something. Everybody has their own experience and their own path. And I want you to honor yours and maybe celebrate something that you have had go right this past week in the comments below. Hit the bell and subscribe, and I'll let you know when my next video is up. Take care.